and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari, and my guest today is Michael Nardolilli. Michael is the president and chairman of the Arlington County's Educational Association's Outdoor Lab. Thanks for being with me, Mike.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Mike, I have to begin by thanking you for all your years of dedicated service, and you work in the profession. So thanks for your service. How long have you been helping?
The Arlington Outdoor Lab, about 15 years.
Wow.
I was a lawyer for about 18 years and decided I wanted to do something else with the second half of my life. And the Arlington Outdoor Lab and other nonprofits have been my cup of tea since then, and I'm very happy.
What's so exciting is that these professionals like yourself, you bring your expertise and your knowledge and how to get things done, and you've accomplished a lot in those 15 years. Tell me about some of the accomplishments you're most excited about.
A couple of things, and really the problems continue in a different I want to say that we were able to purchase 2 parcels of land to actually buffer the lab from development. The lab is located out in Fauquier County, and development is growing and following the lab out there. And so we want to try to provide a buffer around the 220-acre facility out in Broad Run, Virginia. And so we acquired these 2 parcels. So now we're up to 220 acres. Wow. And then also we built an animal lab building, which was a $750,000 project. Both are, I'm very, very proud of the land acquisition and the building. And also, though, we're still in that mode, though. We still want to acquire more land to buffer the outdoor lab, and we also want to build a new building for the Stryker Cottage, which is out there. So it's just more of the same, but we're very pleased with what we've done so far, but we're looking forward to the future.
And even though I think your goal is $500,000, which is really a drop in...
$50,000.
Oh, I want $500,000. Well, do you see how it's a drop in the bucket when you think about some of the things that we invest in?
Well, we want to raise, we want to net $50,000 from this event.
We need to net $50,000 from an upcoming event that you have, right?
On June 4th, we'll have it at the National Rural Electrical Cooperative Association from 7 to 10 p.m. And it's going to be a great party. It's going to be dancing through the decades. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary, 50 years of serving the Arlington County Public School kids.
Now, I have to say that for individuals who haven't had an opportunity, like parents that haven't gone to the outdoor lab, or just members of the community that don't have kids, talk to me about what an experience, all that acreage, the water, the trees, the animals, what kind of impact does that have on the students?
Oh, it has a lot of impact. Just being outside in an environment like the Outdoor Lab, where you have a large pond, a stream. We own 80% of the watershed of the stream, so it's a pure stream. Wow. Kids can go and do water quality analysis. They do survival skills training out there, and it's a fundamental change for many of these kids. One of them is Sam Norton, for example. Sam went out to the lab when he was in elementary school, fell in love with the place, wound up going to the camps that we offer during the summer. Then he was an Eagle Scout, and he came back to the lab to do an Eagle Scout project. He actually built the wetlands out there, and then went on to become an environmental scientist with PSI. And so you can see how his life had been fundamentally altered by his experiences at the Outdoor Lab.
Well, there's really not one subject that they cover in school that doesn't intersect with the work you do at the Outdoor Lab. History, science, certainly math, that's a big part of it.
Right, the whole STEM curriculum, but also kids, when they go out there and they have to build a tent and with their schoolmates, and they have to then sleep in that tent overnight, they have to do a good job because it may rain that night. And so they learn self-discipline. They are much more confident of their abilities when they go out there. They have higher self-esteem. All of these things can be demonstrated by studies. And certainly the anecdotal evidence we have from the teachers is that when the kids come out to the Outdoor Lab, some of these kids blossom for the first time because they take on leadership roles and they do things like, oh, I know how to build a tent and we can put up a tent. Things like that.
Boys and girls alike too.
Right, boys and girls come out there, and there's actually a stream, and the girls are on the one side and the boys are on the other, and we have chaperones from the parents come out and they'll stay the night for the 5th grade overnights.
And sometimes they launch out on the boats.
Oh yes, we have kayaks and we have canoes, and we fish in the pond there, so kids can go fishing. They learn how to put a worm on a hook.
And make a fire?
And make a fire, right. So part of the survival skills training is that they have to catch animals, which are then released, but they get points for how many animals they collect. So there are these teams that compete against each other.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, I'm thrilled to be an Arlington resident, as I'm sure you are too. We invest in our parks. We have wonderful nature centers. Recently, Arlington Public Schools has started to invest in outdoor learning, but the Outdoor Lab is unique in that experience. So help us understand why it's so important to invest in this unique gem that we own.
Right. Phoebe Hall-Nippling in 1967, who was the science advisor for the school system, realized that the parks did not tell the whole story. And so they wanted a piece of property that would have a lot of animals and a lot of hands-on learning experiences out there. And I'm just amazed when kids get off the bus and they start running around, and then they look down and they see there's a frog there.
Yeah.
And they don't expect to see that because you don't see a lot of frogs in Arlington County parks, for example. But they also see a lot of bird life. They can document that. And like I said, just the ability to go fishing and boating, which is not something that you can do in Arlington either.
And then you offer those camps too, so it goes year round.
Right, and that's a really great experience for the kids.
So this event that you have coming up kicks off your 50-year anniversary. There's going to be events all year, but the one that we want people to attend is the one on June 4th.
That's correct.
Right, and that's for adults only.
Right, and it's we call it Dancing Through the Decades.
Dancing Through the Decades.
And it's designed to raise money for the capital needs of the Outdoor Lab, which is land acquisition, the buffering, and then also a new building for our Stryker Cottage. So somehow it just all keeps going. And so,
I think we can get this done. I think we can get this done. So
I
thank
think
you
we can.
so much for coming, Michael. I hope you'll come back and see me again.
I will do so.
Okay, definitely. And then I want to thank all of you for watching The Sustainable Scoop, and I ask that you help Michael and the rest of the team at the Outdoor Lab earn more than $50,000 at their upcoming event. That's a Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.